Deliciously with Ara. Today, gagawa tayo ng galbi chicken. To subscribe and like! So this galbi chicken is basically using chicken in a galbi sauce. And as you know, galbi really means the ribs. So although grammatically it's not really proper to say galbi chicken, we really just call it as galbi chicken because of the sauce of it. So it's going to be a soy, garlic based, very simple one-pot meal. So you can probably prepare this in like as simple as maybe like 20 to 30 minutes. As you see, all I need is a chicken. I have here is like an adobo cut, but also preferably if you're going to use it like for a baon for your kids, I would prefer like the thigh fillet. Pero kasi ang mas masarap here is with the yung skin, yung balat ng chicken, because we need to really get out the juice and then the oil from it. So I got here an adobo cut, but any cut would do. Here, of course, we have the leeks. We have here around 2 cloves of garlic. I love the flavor of garlic. And for this, we're gonna use the clove, not the minced one. So 2 garlics, 2 whole garlics are as much as you want or less. It's really up to you. Salt, pepper, sugar, oyster sauce, soy sauce, and of course the real essence of this, the cool flavor really comes out from our corn syrup or the rice syrup, or in Korea we call this mulyat. So whatever you have kind of syrup, that's good. So now, super madali, let's turn on the pot already. So I'm really using here a non-stick pot because I'm gonna use this like no oil, but really like draining out all this, cooking the chicken in its own oil dahil galing sa kanyang skin. That's why I prefer chicken na may balat. But however, if wala kayong mga non-stick pot sa bahay, what you can do is like hintayin nyo talaga uminit na uminit yung ating pot, put a sizzle of your cooking oil, and then after it really boils, like you can see the steam coming out of it, punasan nyo ulit with a kitchen towel, and then you can use your pot like that. So as you can see, my pot is really hot na. May parang umuusok na. I'm gonna reduce my fire a little bit, and then I'm gonna put my chicken. So I'm gonna put the skin side down. And when you're cleaning your chicken, especially yung mga parts na may mga buto-buto, make sure, especially this part, lahat ng mga nandito sa loob, parang you push it with your thumb and linis it with it. Because sometimes I notice that we just really binabanlaw lang natin our chicken, but on this like parts where a lot of this, parang may mga actually nalinis na to, pero if you really buy it fresh from the market, you'll see na may mga red stuff siya there. So you really want to have it cleaned, na talaga walang mga, because those are the things that really causes the malangsang smell of the chicken. So make sure your chicken is really well cleaned. So after I put all my chicken on my pot, I'm just gonna sprinkle some pepper and salt. Konti lang ating pepper. And for the salt, probably like around 2-3 pinches lang. Just not really for the flavorings, but just for a little bit of parang timpla lang, konti lang sa kanyang laman. So after your salt and pepper, I have your ginger. Actually, I'm not gonna use a lot of this. Kung meron kayong ginger powder, it's also good to use a ginger powder para lang matanggal yung konting malansang smell. I'm gonna use like probably like a very little piece of it. Now, when I'm using ginger, what you can do is, pwede nyo talagang kung malinis na malinis yung ating balat, like if you have really brushed it off, you can already use it with the skin on. But if not, you just have to like peel it off. I recommend using a spoon instead of a knife kasi pag gumagamit tayo ng knife, ang daming nababawas in our ginger and sayang. So what I do is, I get a small spoon, I just scrape it off, parang, yeah. And then you'll see na naturally may lumalabas yung kanyang skin. It's hard to use a peeler because of the size of the ginger. So I just always use like a small teaspoon and like scrape off yung mga maduduming parts lang, yung parang dark parts lang. And as you know, all fruits and vegetables, lahat ng mga nutrients niya talaga galing sa kanyang skin. So it's also good to have it with the skin on. So I'm gonna use like around, siguro, like around 4 slices lang, just to have the smell off. And I'm not gonna like grate it, kasi mamaya gusto ko talaga tanggalin ko na lang yung ginger pagkatapos luto na. So I'm just gonna mix up my ginger here and there. Give her a little toss. And then as you can see, lumalabas na yung mga mantika ng ating chicken, and that's where we want to cook on its own juices lang. So iwanan ko talaga siya hanggang talaga maging super brown yung ating balat. Stay tuned! So I'm giving it a slight toss. As you can see, the chicken itself, parang na-char fry grilled na siya sa kanyang own oil. Now what we're gonna do is, we're gonna add in our leeks. So I'm not gonna use all because the other half, I wanna use it for my coloring. pampaganda ng pampa-add ng color mamaya for my toppings. I'm just gonna use first the half of my leeks. So I'm gonna cut it like an inch long. And then ilalagay ko na siya sa ating chicken. So give it a slight toss. And then yung kanina, di ba, parang it's very oily that comes out from the oil. But once you add the the leeks and then the garlic, parang sinisip-sip talaga ng green onions and ng kanyang oil. So it's not gonna be very, very oily after all. So di ba kanina medyo oily yung ating pot, but you would notice once you add the green onions or the leeks, parang sinisip-sip na lahat ng oil. So it's not gonna be like very oily or greasy as you think it would be. Now we're gonna add in our soy sauce. Just 1 tablespoon of my toyo. What I'm gonna do is not on the chicken, but sa kanyang parang paligid niya because I just really want to get the aroma of my soyo. And then we just wait for it to sizzle a little. You know the toyo, na once it really sizzles and like parang like evaporate yung once, the smell is very enriching. So let's toss it for our chicken. And then very generous amount of 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. So give your chicken a toss. And then whatever syrup you have, actually but not honey. Dahil yung honey medyo is parang iba yung kanyang smell. So I would recommend like agave syrup, rice, corn syrup is fine. I'm gonna do 6 tablespoons. Very generous, but it's worth the sweetness. And actually, if you notice, yung corn syrup or rice syrup, hindi siya as sweet as the typical sugar. But what it does is really coats your chicken, gives a very nice gloss. And yung kanyang sweetness level is a little bit of a different. Gives a very parang balanced label ng kanyang, layer ng kanyang sweetness compared to the sugar. And then we're gonna really just wait for the sauce to dry up. Sumisip talaga ng chicken yung ating sauce. And basically, we're almost done. It's super masarap. So actually, once the chicken is cooked, it's almost done. After my last toss, I'm gonna turn off my fire. Just to pampa-add lang ng parang sigla or the color to my chicken, I'm gonna use the half of yung kanina natirang leeks. Cut it also like half an inch to an inch, just to add the greenness. And then once the fire is off, I'm gonna drizzle my sesame oil. Parang simple, ano lang, konting oil lang. So this is probably around 1 tablespoon. Make sure to always add your sesame oil without the fire. And then a last toss. And already by adding my sesame oil, I can smell parang galbi sauce. But then my family will be surprised because once they see it, parang chicken. So kakaiba. But for sure, they love the flavor of it. Must try recipe! Ta-da! So here's my galbi chicken. As you saw, super madali, but the taste is amazing. So hope you enjoy my very easy recipe. Tell me what you think about it, and see you next time. Bye!